Hey guys, welcome back to Retro Phones. Now, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've dropped a video. This is episode 11, and we are taking a quick look at the Samsung Galaxy S 4G for T-Mobile. Now, I want to turn this off while I tell you the specs because I want you to see the on and off animation. Yeah, just basically that's that. Let's look at the phone first. We have a 4-inch display right here. You can see T-Mobile up there. Super AMOLED for 2011. Yes, Super AMOLED on the original Samsung Galaxy S. At least one of the many variants that Samsung had. 5-megapixel autofocus camera, no flash. It could do video at 720p. One loudspeaker right there, Samsung Galaxy S. On the bottom, nothing. Just a mic right there, on and off button, and lock and unlock. We have the headphone jack. Of course, these existed. We have the micro USB port with a little door right there, so yeah, you could have that protected. I mean, this was quite common in Samsung phones back in the day. Volume up and down, and that's basically it. Right here, we have what appears to be a front-facing camera, but I don't know. I do not see it. No, yeah, there is a selfie camera right there. It's just for photos. Now, this specific unit that I have cannot take any of the micro SD cards that I currently own, so I will try to find another one, and if I do find one that works, you will see a updated gameplay video playing some games from 2011 and a camera video, so you guys can check it out. 720p at 30 frames per second is pretty good for 2011. Now this one has 512 MB of RAM and 1 gigabyte of internal storage, which is only for apps. So for the user, we did not have a lot. Again, 2011 for this phone, released in February. It's obviously since been discontinued. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3.0, GPS, AGPS, micro USB 2.0. It had, all of the works for a decent flagship kind of device. Right there is the unlock screen, or the lock screen. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. And you can basically slide this anywhere and it will unlock just like that. We have capacitive keys, the contextual menu button. Remember this one? I think this one was actually quite useful. I don't know why they left it out. We have the home key, which takes us home. We have the back key, which takes us back. And a universal search key, so you can be anywhere around. Oh, God. The swipe keyboard. Do you guys remember this one? Oh, yeah, this was horrible. I never liked the swipe keyboard. Let's switch back to Samsung keyboard. There we go. Now, Samsung's keyboard wasn't that good. I remember having a Samsung Galaxy Y, and I never liked the keyboard. It was so small. That was a 3-inch display. This is a 4-inch. The quick... See, I can't even type on this guy. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy... Oh, God. Check out that accuracy. It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, the keys are so tiny, and we used to type on this. This was considered kind of peak Samsung at the time for 2011. So yeah, there's that. Super AMOLED display. I just want to make that very clear. This display is awesome. It is still so vibrant. Those viewing angles. I mean, check them out. Check those viewing angles, guys. Super AMOLED. Even now, flagships have Super AMOLED display. So obviously now these ones are more recent, newer tech, but you cannot deny the fact that Super AMOLED just looks so much better. In fact, this was so much ahead of its time from other phones that had LCD displays. This one being in a Super AMOLED, it was obviously so much better to look at. And we can see the interface, which is TouchWiz. Now, I don't remember which version of TouchWiz this was. I know it was TouchWiz because I used the Samsung from the time, but I just can't find the info about it. This is a calculator. As you can see, very iOS-like. Back in the day, Samsung had a couple of lawsuits from Apple because Apple argued that this was basically copying them. Now, not this one exactly, the Galaxy Ace and the S1. Yeah, those guys really do look like iPhones with the home button right there in the center, but that's, something we'll talk about in another video. We have the icons here. The blacks on that Super AMOLED display look amazing. We have camera, which again I cannot open because I do not have a micro SD card that this guy would like to read, so I don't know, we're stuck like this. We can look at the icons though, they're pretty neat. Google Maps right there, and the Android Market, which has changed quite a bit now into Play Store. So yeah, this was kind of peak Samsung back in 2011. Now, I think by 2011 we had a couple Galaxy S2s, or at least one of the Galaxy S2s, because Samsung launched so many Galaxy S1s or different variants of the Galaxy S. I mean, I should say just Galaxy S. This wasn't the S1. Samsung just, set out, this is a Galaxy S. Let's see what happens. It was a hit. People liked it. So Samsung said, okay, S2, S3. By S2 and S3, Samsung knew that these guys were going to be their flagships. And, look now, we're on the Galaxy S24 right now. I tried to swipe down. What else can I tell you about this guy? It launched with Froyo 2.2, and it got an update to Gingerbread 2.3.6, I believe. Let's go about phone, and there we go, 2.3.6, right there. That little Easter egg. So yeah, I mean, this phone being 4G, it technically still works quite flawlessly for calls and text messages. Although, in terms of going online, it's basically, out of luck. All of the certificates have expired, so while you can connect to Wi-Fi, which by the way, this one already has, those little quick access toggles, which came with 2.3, because on 2.2, I don't believe you had this. You can't really do much online because all of the certificates have since expired, and yeah, basically any web page will tell you, you can't do that. You can't go into anything because, your certificates are all messed up. Look at that screen. It just looks really, really good. This was a quick view at the Samsung Galaxy S 4G for T-Mobile. Tell me if you had one of these variants. I remember I really wanted an S1 or a Galaxy S at the time. I did not get an S1. I got a Samsung Galaxy Y. So yeah, I missed out on having this in its heyday or in its peak. But now, seeing it so many years later, I kind of understand why people really liked it. I mean, it's smooth, considering Android was terrible back in the day in terms of, optimizing things, especially Gingerbread. It got better with 4.0 and 5.0 and 6.0, but Gingerbread wasn't, that great in terms of optimization. This one does not seem that bad at all. 512 megabytes of RAM, by the way, so yeah, there's that. When, top-notch phones today have 16 gigs of RAM, more RAM than ROM that these guys had. So yeah, that's pretty wild to think about. I have another variant, the Aviator, which you will see in the episode, so stick around, subscribe, like the video if you like it, and you will see that new Samsung in another video. Tell me if you had a variant of the Galaxy S, and I'll see you guys in another video soon here on Retro Phones.